and today I bring you the Inferno 5e class. So before I go into the video, I wanted to explain something real quick. I will be dividing this class into three separate stages: the base features, the best features, and how you would play this class in combat and out of combat. So I don't want to spend too much time on this class because although it doesn't seem like a lot, it actually is, because I'm also going to cover the subclasses very briefly. So to not make this video too long, I will just get to the gist of it. The Inferno Origin is basically your subclass. You will choose between the blue Inferno and the red Inferno, and they all have their good features at the end of the class. Fire points, much like monk points or hate points, they're used to fuel different attacks and features, and you can also transform them into spell slots, just like a sorcerer can. Spellcasting, me and spellcasting are not friends right now because I don't know how to use it. So you get spellcasting. Congratulations. Flame recovery. Um, the flames protect you by granting you hit points. If you ever drop to 0 and don't die outright, you instead drop to 1. But you cannot take any attack actions until you reach a natural fire source and touch it. And if you do, you regain 1d4 hit points and fire points. And you can only do this once per rest. Good luck. Font of Fire. You gained the ability to speak, write, and read Primordial, Ignian, whatever it's called, and you have advantage on saving throws from fire-based attacks such as dodging a red dragon's breath. ASI. One with fire, you get resistance to fire damage, and not only that. For every 5 points of fire damage you take, you regain 1 fire point. Extinguish Flames. You command all that is heat and fire, allowing you to get rid of unnecessary flames. For every 15 feet of a 15-foot cone of fire in front of you, you can spend 5 fire points to consume that. And for every extra 15 feet, use an additional fire point. And if you consume more than 90 feet of fire, your speed becomes doubled. You have an advantage on fire-based attacks, and creatures have disadvantage on your fire-based spells because you are now completely involved with fire. Um, Fire also comes a food source, so you must eat at least a campfire's worth of flames every day, or suffer one level of exhaustion, as if eating food and water was not already tough enough. Embodiment of Flame, you get to use some fire points to turn into a fire elemental. Fire Master, you get to teleport into fire. So that's basically what it is. You teleport into fire for 3 fire points. You also every fire-based cantrip you cast actually deals 2 extra damage, and this does not, as you can see, it does not say fire damage. Well, not um, fire damaging cantrips, because there is some cantrips that don't do um, damage, such as fairy fire, which means your fairy fire actually does damage now. Nope, nope, nope. I think it just works for the damaging spells. I burn. You get 3 little sweet features such as Catch Fire, where you deal additional damage to any creature. Blaze Clone. You get to summon up a clone that takes half your damage for you, and when it explodes, it deals 2d6 fire and 2d6 bludgeoning. Magma Crust. You get to trap your enemies with lava crust. And at 20th level, you get Massive Inferno. As an action, 5 flight points, you get to coat your body in pure fire and heat for 1 minute. While in this form, any creature and flammable object within 40-foot sphere around you that is not immune to fire damage catches fire and starts burning, and any liquids not protected from heat evaporates. In addition, creatures must make a con save or take 5d10 fire damage on a fail or on a success. Any creatures wearing mud or metal on them take a disadvantage. So that's cool. And if a creature starts their turn within the 30 within the aura and isn't already on fire, must make the saving throw above or take the damage and catch fire. Any creature that leaves the 30-foot aura is safe and is still burning until they snuff the flames out. And if you reach 0 fire points during this form, the form will end, and you must wait a long rest before doing it. Oh, we're at 5%. Let's hurry through this. Inferno Origin, real quick. Um, Blue Dragon Calling. Your flames deal additional damage, and they become blue. Burning Mind. You become immune to mind control, telepathy, and yeah, Burning Flames, you ignore resistance to creatures that you ignore the fire resistance of creatures that you attack with fire damage spells or attacks. Intense Incineration, whenever you use a fire point, 10 fire explodes from you within 10 feet that deals 10d6 fire damage. Also, you can spend 1 fire point to deal 1d10 fire damage to a creature. And creatures no longer have resistance when they are fully submerged underwater. Dope. Um, the red dragons calling. You add double. Ooh, oh man, 5%. No. Eh. Additionally, when you hit a creature, you get to release some flames, kind of like Hellish Rebuke, well with more damage at first level. Empowered flames. You get to empower one of your weapons with flames, and they also shed light. Burn bright. Whenever you use a fire point, you shed bright light. Destructive disintegration. You change every creature's um, immunity into resistance, and the resistance into normal. This does, but it doesn't work on fire creatures such as fire elementals and red dragons. So keep that in mind. Also, any creature you destroy with fire damage turns to dust. And that is it for the base features. I'm sorry if I'm going fast. My phone is about to die. What was next? The top features I said it was, right? Um, and how to use them. One would be, ooh, where is it? One with fire, because it is one of the few ways you can recover fire points without taking a rest. Extinguish flames, because um, when you do eat that 90 feet of fire, your speed is doubled and you also gain advantage. Fire Master, because if you can teleport all around the battlefield, that would be pretty dope. And Massive Inferno, because obviously it's the 20th level feature. It has to be strong. Um, the role and how you would play this class. At first level, you're gonna be sticking to the back a lot because you're since you're still first level, you don't have a lot to work with. So using your spells wisely and using your cantrips, you're gonna be using cantrips more than anything else. So Firebolt will become your friend. Um, let's see. So casting, I hate you. Flame recovery. Um, you would use this whenever you at the end, not the end of, well, nearing the end of combat when you need to get some hit points. Font of Fire is already like it's more. Yeah, you do gain a language, which is always cool, but having advantage on saving throws against fire-based attacks is always cool because I have fought so many red dragons and gold dragons in my campaigns that it is not even funny. And only 6 of them actually survived. Every other time my character died. One with fire. One of the few ways you, as I said, you can cover your fire points. As you can see, it says every time you take fire damage, you can deal yourself fire damage if you didn't already know that. You can attack yourself with fire, use that fire to fuel your fire points. Ask your DM if that's okay though. So mine might probably say no. But as for me, if I was DMing, I wouldn't mind it. So you can cast Fireball on yourself, take the damage, and the rest can convert into hit fire points. Extinguish flames. This is basically used when you're inside a place where you can let loose all of your flames at once, such as a forest or a swamp, or even if you have a lot of what is it? What is that? Not gasoline, but kerosene. You have a lot of kerosene, and you just spread that all across the battlefield, and then you light it on fire, then consume it all. Embodiment of flame. You would use this to get out of the fray. Whenever you get hit, use your reaction and a fire point to turn into an embodiment of flame and leave because like basically when you're on low hit points. Fire Master, as I said, you want to be able to teleport in and out of the fray. So always have a couple of fire patches, um, in that you a couple of torches, I would say, that you've thrown all across the battlefield, or another character has thrown across the battlefield, and you would use that to teleport into the fray, take a hit, then teleport out. I burn. My favorite from this would have to be Blaze Clone because it does half the damage and you do move 5 feet away. Um, and it creates a clone, and when it dies, it explodes. That's always cool. That's how you would use that whenever you get hit by some big dude. Catch fire just to deal extra fire damage. Magma crust to capture a goblin that is running away. When goblins run away, it is so infuriating. Massive Inferno, use this probably at the end of combat, and if you're doing well at the end of combat, always use this because it will get rid of the last creatures that you have to kill. As for the Blue Inferno, um, keep in mind that you do have this bonus to your attack rolls. Sometimes I forget, and when I look back at my character sheet, I always remember, and I keep forgetting to add that extra bonus of damage. Burning Mind, you are now immune to telepathy, so nothing can enter your mind, and you can also, since it deals fire damage to that creature, you know who's trying to read your mind, so that's always cool. Burning Flames, ignoring resistance. A lot of creatures have fire resistance, and this absolutely comes in handy all the time. Intense Incineration, this might come in handy when you get surrounded with a bunch of enemies, like skeletons, zombies, or just your DM likes to throw a lot of goblins at you. Keep using your fire points on yourself. Cast Fireball on yourself to um, boost the like give yourself more fire. Like yeah, cast Fireball on yourself. Give yourself fire points. You explode with fire energy, and every creature takes 10d6. As you can see, there's no dex saves for this, so they're always taking that 10d6. As for the red dragon, as I said, keep in mind that you do have the double proficiency attack bonus, and you have the hellish rebuke. Embody empowered flames. You would use this on any weapon you were currently holding to deal that extra fire damage. Burn bright whenever it's dark. Burn bright. Destructive disintegration, changing their immunity into resistance and resistance into normal is always cool because forget resistance. Um, yeah, that would be about it. I know I went through this very fast. I really did hope you like it. And if you haven't played D&D and you can't play D&D, there are plenty of websites, I promise you, like Roll20, that have a community of Dungeons and Dragons to play on the fly. There's probably an app out there somewhere. And if you just get into D&D, it is worth it. I promise you. You will meet a lot of great people on the way. I'm the MinMaxer Overlord, and it has been quite an honor. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thinking about doing a necromancer, a being who rises the undead to do his bidding.
being a D&D MC, yeah, sure, that's my favorite MC. Keep your 40 out, just have an Earl Grey tea. My rims never spin to the contrary.